In this era, the club would boast two great forwards. The first came from country Victoria, and he would set record after record after record.
Round 13, 1978, and one of the most incredible individual performances in the club's history. 21-year-old Kelvin Templeton on the way to a new club goal-kicking record as he plundered 15 goals 9 against St Kilda. It was a year that saw him win the best and fairest, become the first Bulldog to top the ton, end with a club record 118 goals and take the Coleman medal as the leading goal kicker in the league. The following year, he would take the Coleman medal again, kicking 91 goals. In 1980, under coach Royce Hart, he played further up the ground and was a revelation. He still managed to kick 75 goals, but took out the Brownlow medal, becoming the first key forward to take the game's highest individual honour. Templeton was a strong leading, hard-marking forward who was generally a fine kick for goal. Over his 143 games, he kicked a then club record 494 goals, won a pair of best and fairests, and in his last season was club captain. One of the game's great forwards. Tonight, the Bulldogs honour Kelvin Templeton as he is inducted into the Hall of Fame.
On a tough note, things weren't all rosy because you went overseas and played some of that Gaelic football and came back and became very sick, and there were question marks over whether you play again.
Yes, I had during the year, which was 78, which was the year that was shown. I had a bad chest injury during the season, and I was picked in the Australian team that was playing in Ireland. Fortunately, when I was overseas, my lung collapsed, and I came back to Australia, but things got worse after that. And so, I had quite difficult surgery when I came back. But that was something to overcome. And that's what happened, but it was quite a challenging thing at the time to get over it and even play football again after that.
Royce came to the club. They tell me that Royce at training could outmark and outkick nearly all the players.
Well, he could, and we had in those days, we still had end-to-end kicking, which I don't think is the case anymore. But the greatest lesson that I had in football was watching him the first night we had end-to-end kicking. I was up the other end, but I saw him do things that I hadn't seen anyone do before at training. And that night, I went back home and I wrote a whole lot of points down, things that I'd learned just from observing him. And it was that year that I ended up playing centre-half forward, and the things that I observed on that night and other nights in that end-to-end meant that, probably the range of ways that I could win the ball, doubled. And that was a major factor in playing that way during that year.
Kel, it is wonderful to have you back. You're back with your friends. You're back home. Hope you enjoy the stay. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the Bulldogs Hall of Fame, the great Kelvin Templeton.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Well done. Good to see you.
Well, Kelvin's record of 118 goals in a season still stands, despite the very strenuous efforts of our next inductee.